I'm just going to wait for everybody to get notifications who wants to come and join. All right, I think the live is started. Just going to take some time to set things up over here. All right. So, I see some people coming in. I hope the sound is working well and that the chat is working as well, because we are doing this during Mercury retrograde, so I'm prepared for anything at this point. Hi Kobas, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. All right, so the chat is working. Hopefully, yes, thank you, Kobas. I'm glad to hear that the audio is good as well. Shanti is here. Welcome. Peace to you as well. Oh, it's so good to be back. It's been on my list for quite some time to actually do a live stream again, and I'm so glad that I'm able to like come live. I was like, I'm not gonna wait till Mercury goes direct. Like, we have so many planets retrograding at this moment in time. Hi Natasha, so good to see you here as well. Hope you're doing well. This energy, this energy has been quite intense though. It's a lot of going inwards, a lot of shell time, a lot of, hermit mode. Hi Joanne, thank you for tuning in as well. So good to see you. All right, good energy. All right, so a quick update. I don't know. I will give like more of an update about the September readings. I'm working on a couple of things, and I am just behind the scenes basically, and I shortly will like update you guys as well of like what's going on or what new things are coming. And so I'm just preparing for some new things. I think it was long overdue for some changes, but this live stream, like like I've been doing it for years, definitely will come in more frequently again, and that is not going anywhere. So definitely just need a little bit more time when it comes to the monthlies, and just the form of it, and moving forward, like moving out of basically 2023 and then into the new year and everything that comes with that. So all right, Shanti, that's totally fine. Be careful. All right, I'm going to start shuffling for this big card reading, and so we can like begin with this stream. Let me see, because I had a couple different decks that I haven't used in quite some time that wanted to be used, I guess. Wanted to put in some work for you guys tonight. So hi Ravender, so good that you're back as well. Yes, glad to be back. Definitely glad to be back. I hope you're doing well. All right, let's get some cards out. One more shuffle. All right, I'm gonna remove the ball, create some space for this bigger card reading. All right, I can put them here, it's fine. I'm doing okay. I'm definitely doing a lot better, but I'm fine. How are you, Ravender? Yeah, it's been quite some time. All right, just maybe you guys have like a certain question or a certain area in your life you would like to get some clarification on. Just focus in on the energy. Just see where your intuitive guidance is guiding you when it comes to this. I really feel like this one, I really want you guys to be like conscious and set your intention. Even if you're watching this afterwards, that's totally fine as well. Just trying to really get some clarification out in this pick a card reading. I feel like some of you really just like be conscious this week about relaxing your physical body, relaxing, just overall being conscious about releasing tension, because I'm sensing like tension in the back from some of you guys. So I am just I'm just gonna put everything out on the table at this moment in time, especially during Virgo season. These messages are just coming in. So we have Venus actually moving out of retrograde, moving stationary direct at the moment. Okay, that's a crowning card. So that is definitely a good moment to be conscious about, you know, your physical form and your physical body. But that notion, like that mention of like that pressure in the like in the back is definitely something I really need to get out. So oh yes, to a Long Island holiday. Well, that sounds like a good idea. So good to hear, Reverend. I'm glad to hear that. As far as good goes, that's what I'm hearing. Okay, let's see. Let's get one more tarot card out as well. We have another crowning card, so wow. Good energy. Oh, okay. This needs to have two. Oh, thank you. Yes, definitely some of the OGs that I haven't used in a long time wanted to show up for this one, so I'm curious what's coming out. I do have two crowning cards, it's basically more of like a collective message, and it's combining like to bring back sort of that union, to bring back some, I'm really sensing like that team spirit, like feeling like you are on the same team, working towards a greater goal, something that you both want to manifest or recreate. Almost what I'm feeling like, we really want to, like that team spirit energy, like I got you, you got me. It's like that getting back in alignment with either, like, you know, could be a significant other, could be a new person, could be definitely also just people around you, family, people at work, because this energy is all about a win-win solution. It's about two people coming together and first and foremost looking at the things they date. Sorry, Mercury. The things they do agree upon. You know, what they can actually see eye to eye in. And from that, they move forward on like sort of each other's team, on the same team, into their differences and looking at that from a different perspective than just only and solely focusing on the things you are either opposite in, that you are not aligning in, that aren't, you know, in harmony, and therefore just kind of go head to head in the battle and taking you further and further away from the things you kind of both want to manifest, kind of want to happen, which is that overall level of success and either successful completion to like a project, or I'm hearing like a house. Some of you may like a house building or something like that. Just overall a move or something that you both work on, but instead of fighting against each other, kind of coming together through understanding that you are on the same team. And even if that sometimes comes like, with a little bit of a power struggle here and there, that doesn't take away that, you know, there's another way of looking at it. And there's definitely a win-win situation where both parties can win. So they're saying, compromise and work together. Stay balanced and seek out a moderate approach. So it's like coming together and finding a better way to the solution. So that's that 10 of Cups energy. So this is one of those weeks where if you're willing to not stand so firmly on one point of view or like one point on the agenda, it's like no, and if you're not being met in that particular thing, you can't, compromise or being open minded in all the other areas. It's going to keep you more stuck. There are other ways of approaching things and becoming aware of like what could those be. And in the end of the day, it's a win-win solution because you kind of both get what you want, and that is a successful completion or a successful outcome to a situation. All right, that's a general message that really wanted to come through. Number 5 is very important, especially if you see double number 5, like 55. Yeah, something to look out for this week. Or at this time, whenever you're watching this, you may be watching this way later. So it's just a current energy check-in. All right. Well, I hope you guys are, you took your time to sort of tune in and just ask yourself what you would like a little bit more guidance on, what you would like a little bit more clarity, or maybe you're just open to receive whatever wants to come true for you. Hi, Amethyst. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. And if you need a little more time, totally fine. If you're watching this afterwards, it's really easy to pause, but you can also pause the live session and yeah, you can catch it back up like later. All right. This is the first deck I'm doing, second and the third. And of course, always a lot of people for number 2. I'm going to switch them around. No, I'm kidding. It's totally fine. You got to stick with what feels good for you. Yes, they're definitely very heightened. Like people who are conscious about numbers and, have a connection to that on an energetic level. Definitely, they've been stalking me as well. But at the same time, it's always like it's like seeing a butterfly, or like it feels like it's sort of reassurance of like, hey, you have support surrounding you. Second deck, okay. All right, Cobus. Well, there is some energy going on with third pile number 3, because more cards wanted to go in there. So, but go with what you feel, what feels right for you guys. All right, let's begin with the first group deck cards, whatever you want to name. Let's begin. All right, we have strong energy right off the bat. We have the Ace of Wands energy. So this is definitely, if you've been seeing a lot of signs, you actually are going to receive opportunities and the energy to go after those opportunities as well. So let's see what's coming in. Wow. See. Wow. I love how these cards just really go together with 2 like solar plexus energy, and we have 2, like really that deep purple energy, which is highly spiritual. So instantly what I'm feeling with this deck is you are sort of on a crossroads, and some of you are already, recently, or maybe a little bit further in the past, started fresh or began a new journey. Some of you, it was connected to love. Others of you might be with your career or your passions, or feeling like you wanted to do something was more in alignment with, your heart and what you felt passionate about. I feel like you guys really had a good start, but also came to a point where you're like, I don't really know, like, do I continue this way? Am I supposed to just sort of stay patient? Is this actually working? Is the universe trying to tell me that maybe I should shift or pivot this? And it's like starting to doubt a little bit, because I'm sensing this energy, like, you had like a pretty good energy moving forward, and then it's like sort of more of like slowly but surely, putting one foot in front of the other with a different energy, more doubt, more like, I'm not so sure anymore, and I don't know. Me not feeling that feeling, is that because it's trying to tell me something? Is it because I'm trying to, like, block my own blessings in some way, shape, or form? Is it something I need to, like, do I need to find the answer on the outside? Do I need to go within? And this could, like I said, this could be something you've started a little bit back, or this could be something you're entering into. It's like you can feel that you don't want to keep things the same way necessarily, but you also don't really exactly know, like, what then, like, but what then, like, what would make me feel that way. And that passion basically is what I'm seeing. So they're reminding you to really go within, especially during this fall season that we're coming into. If you are in the part of the world where fall is approaching, that definitely, like, allowing certain things to first make space. And I feel like that is something that makes you feel a little bit uncertain. It's almost like you do not necessarily know what will take its place, and if it's necessarily promised, or even like if it's better than the thing that maybe you hold on to right now. So it is a lot of going back and forth, but they really are guiding you within. They're letting you know, because you have the card seek, and I really put the hand right here. It's like seek within, like within. You see this light and all this energies, like the answers you're seeking on the outside are within. And it's how it makes you feel, not just in the moment, not when you had a bad day. It's about how on a consistent basis, a feeling that come and arise, how things make you feel. Do they make you feel like you have to dim a part of you? You have to dim light in order to be happy in a situation, in order to make others happy in a situation? Is this something that you feel really passionate about, but you just have self-doubt, and therefore you don't always feel so connected to it, because there's a lot of fear surrounding it? Fear of success, fear of failing. And therefore, once again, that answer comes from within. You will get to the more of like a deeper details of like what it really is that will bring you to that next level, that either needs to be added to your journey or removed from your journey. And that's very strongly, because they're also letting you know, like, seven of thoughts, like a seven of swords energy. They're saying you've been confused about a situation in your life, and now suddenly everything is completely clear to you. Whether the truth was revealed by your angels, disclosed by a friend, or rediscovered on your own, it feels great to be awake and aware. Feel free to ask for time alone if that is what you need. Wow, very powerful deck. Like, the message is really like, um, it's this is really just a sort of a reassurance. You are just, I'm feeling like you guys are already there. You're already going back and forth a little bit, but if you do feel guided that you just need a little bit of space from it, need a couple of days, need a week, need a month off from certain things, just really grab your head and tune in on the guidance that is laying there within you. So it's like being awake and aware to things. You also have the Wheel of Fortune that instant like jumped at me. I was like, oh, change is coming. But I first needed to sort of get into like what type of change is coming. And they're saying expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. I love this. I love how clear this message is. It's like you feel it off, you maybe feel disconnected from a part on this pathway, but you reconnect because a sudden change is happening, and it's showing you that there's better out there for you. There's more out there for you. Maybe that's the question that you've been asking. Like, is this all there is? Is this really like, is this it? You know, is there another chapter for me? Is there another chapter for quote unquote us, me and that person, or me in this situation? Is this it? Am I ready to make this change? Some of you may be doubting, like, you know, are you ready to become a parent? Are you ready for parenthood? Are you ready to release a part of you that was maybe always traveling and things like that? Just connecting to the part, like asking yourself the right questions so you're internally can get and find the right answers. So that's what I'm getting with the first deck. All right, I can go on, but I have two more. So, quick reminder: I am open or available for personal readings after I finish this pick a card reading. So, if you feel guided to get a reading, the information is in the description box on how to get it. If you do end up with more questions after reading that, please feel free to drop them in the chat. And I'm gonna move on to the second deck. All right, deck number 2. Ooh, okay. All right. Look what's jumping at me. I love that energy with release. Okay. First and foremost, we have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Pentacles. So that is something that is moving up and slow. Maybe, you know, not like you wake up and you're like, what happened to my life, you know? But it's like, no, I can see the process. I can start to harvest the things from the work and the labor you've been putting into. But I'm gonna get to the rest of the cards as well, because I feel like there is a strong energy connected to that. Okay, I'm gonna first go with release. Number 13, so number 4, connecting highly to your spiritual team as well with that butterfly. Like yesterday, I was actually sitting in the sun for a little bit, just sunbathing, you know, not for the tan, but just to take up the energy. And exactly this butterfly came and sat right next to me and just took a nap right next to me. Just took a nap, just closed its wings. And I was really, and there was like a really strong message coming through of even the butterfly, you know, who's like always just out there and like, you know, just spreading its positive energy, also sometimes just needs someone or something from its surrounding to just recharge, to just be. And with that, even if you're not out there giving it all, giving, you know, like I said, the butterflies showing like, you know, it's just, you know, flying around you and like spreading and going to all these different places and giving everybody like, you know, good and positive energy. Even if it just sits still and even if it's just recharging, then still it has this beauty and still it adds like so much to the current energy and surrounding. And I felt like almost that connects like really strongly to this deck as well. Like that feeling that I felt yesterday, I kind of let it go. But now it just pops up in my mind again. I was like, oh yeah, that was like a moment I had yesterday. And especially when it comes to like this caregiver card that came with this message from this deck. It says, we are with you, and spirit has its own way of recognizing the care and love that you provide to others. Caregivers often focus all their attention on their loved ones and often neglect their own concerns and well-being in the process. So I think that really is sometimes a concern of how to bring the balance. Some of us, you know, especially if you are a very free giving person, some of us do intend to in one way, shape, or form, and at different moments in our life end up with people that are the takers. And there's not necessarily, something wrong with people who are really good at receiving things and love from that caregiver. But sometimes we do also cross pathways with narcissistic people who have narcissistic traits. Once again, it's not a place of judgment. It's just, those people are not the best people to have around you the moment where you need to be okay with being okay, like being okay with like not being okay, being okay with needing just time for yourself, with taking that space for yourself and having your surroundings say, hey, it's okay, you are still beautiful, you are still enough, you are still adding to the situation, like I did, for example, with the butterfly yesterday. It's like, it's okay, you can rest, you still, are beautiful and needed, and in this form as well. And I'm sensing that there's like a new chapter in that for you guys, of like how to learn to really be okay with needing that time for yourself, not from other people, but it's about how do you feel about yourself, how do you see yourself when you can't, reach the deadlines or the things and all the to-do lists, or you know when you can't show up for soccer practice and all those other things, I don't know. When everybody gets on the list and someone else can just do it. And how do you feel about taking that time for yourself? How do you feel about you? Can you still feel like you are a giving person? Can you only take the time when you're so burned out that you kind of feel bad about giving? Right? Because that's the other counterpart of it. It's like when we are finding ourselves in a giving space, and we give and it feels really good to give, and then we kind of burn out, and then it feels like icky to give, and that's the moment where we're okay with like not doing it because the counterpart of it isn't no longer giving you the same feeling. So it's like having that higher and I'm feeling like you guys are doing that work. It's not like, oh, it's like you're beginning that now. It's like, no, it's not, it's been an ongoing cycle, and it's always been like falling down and getting back up, because there are so many different type of situations where one type of situation you can like master. For example, having healthy boundaries with your work, right? Work hours, with your boss, with your managers, or with your own company, and how to set that time. But then maybe you have like that one person who kind of doesn't have anyone else, and then you talk yourself into, I cannot not do it, right? I would feel bad about myself if I wouldn't show up because that person doesn't have anyone else, for example. But then again, as long as they have us, they don't have any needs to go out and find someone else, right? Just saying. But like I said, that Knight of Pentacles energy is kind of showing me that you guys are slowly but surely are really getting into a much more settling into a much more equal, powerful place where it's fair. It's fair for everyone. But first and foremost for you, on the journey with you, how you treat yourself, how much you're willing to receive, how you feel about receiving, how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself, how you show up for yourself, how you are aware of your own needs, and making them, like being vocal about them before you're completely burned out and have no patience left, and then just scream your needs on a sometimes, right? So it's like becoming more aware about how to bring on a healthy balance in that. And I feel like for some of you as well, it's like sometimes you have a hard time of being honest in how you're really doing. It's like, no, I'm fine, no, it's good, okay, I got this, it's fine, I'll do it, it's like that, but it's like actually not okay. So they're saying like, also here, like, be willing to travel if necessary. I don't know if like it's a place, like maybe you live in a foreign country and you kind of just really feel like, I just want to go back like home, like go see some family, I just need a break. If that is something that connects to you, then go do that. Like make it happen. And don't be afraid to like ask for help, like if you need a little bit of help here and there, to make it happen. If that's really what you need, if that's what you want to do, maybe you need to travel to just by yourself, have a, like what Kobe say, like I need a Long Island vacation. Well, go have your Long Island vacation, right? And try and make it work. So it's time to release the past and move on to something new. This ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. Understand that sometimes we have to do things that make us feel way worse first. And it's that feeling of like, I don't want to feel that way first. So, like, that fear of feeling that, and then going through that, and then healing through that, and then actually having a new level of perspective over a potential for your future, you know, and being aware of that you can't think with that mindset right now, but you're gonna have to trust it, that if this is a situation that involves so much of you needing to self-sacrifice, you needing to cross your own boundaries, you are not capable of expressing your needs, then it means that you're meant to grow beyond this situation. And that, yeah, sometimes means we first have to get a little uncomfortable. A little uncomfortable with like saying no, or a little uncomfortable with leaving a relationship, or leaving a certain job and not knowing exactly what's next. So being conscious about something, I feel like this is not something necessarily new, but this energy that we're in, it can really be heightened. So, and it's not like it's making us so confused that we're doing things that we shouldn't be doing now. It's like it's actually waking us up to like a lot of realization. And I feel like just like the resistance that used to want to keep you in the here and the now, like in the same situation, that one is a little low. So the resistance isn't as strong, meaning that we can enter certain places mentally and especially emotionally, and then we kind of get a little lost in it because like we got sort of, protected from that space, but actually we gain a lot of clarity there. We can't go back into the box afterwards. Like I believe for a lot of people after like September ends, like for a lot of us our life won't look the same. It just doesn't feel the same. And so if it doesn't feel the same, you just will start following the other energies that are showing up in different things around you. And then you might feel guided to like try that or follow that. All right. That was deck number 2. I hope that that was helpful for some of y'all. And if you're watching this afterwards as well. All right. Mauritius, yes. Definitely beautiful. All right. Let's just quickly jump into this. All right. After this one, I'm going to make my list and I'm going to jump into the personal reading. So if you would like a reading, the information is in the description box. All right, let's move on. Ooh, deck number 2 or 3, sorry. I said like, because I was staring at the 2 of summer. Look at that, it's the 2 of cups energy. That's why I said 2. And then actually I had the 2 of abundance. And with this deck, a lot of them came out in 2s. So I have 2 tarot cards. I have 2 angel messages. Then they have the 2 of summer. Let's just see what it has to say. All right, so you guys have, first and foremost, the 4 of Wands versus the Hanged Man. Very strong energy. Because I feel like when it comes to this deck, a lot of challenges that are meant to be, that you have to sort of overcome are mostly mental. It's like, it's mentally. It's like your mindset. how you look at the situation, from what perspective. And I feel like if you are willing to travel that pathway at this moment in time of understanding that no matter how stuck a situation might feel, no matter how stagnant the energy might appear, there is another way of freeing yourself and actually seeing yourself as the Four of Wands. So through your shifting of the mind, shifting of the mindset, shifting of the perspective, the way you look at it, the way you decide to incorporate this energy is definitely, holds a lot of power. So I'm really sensing that whatever it is that you guys are changing and overcoming, and what you're reaching is a lot of like that mental clarity and that ability to put it in motion for you and to really bring about some of these changes. So there's a lot of balance going back and forward a little bit, being able to like feel good about something and then the other day kind of shifts back. So it's like it's a balancing act. Okay, and that's definitely when it comes to like the hangman energy. It's like we are trying to see things from a different perspective while still in sort of a similar reality, similar situation. So that is, like I said, a balancing act. One day it's like easier to like think positive and focus on the future, forward movement, trying to manifest it, trying to see it from a positive angle. And then you'll have a moment of like 5 minutes of like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, It's like, I know what is going on here. Like, of course it's natural, it's human. It's about how you treat yourself when you to bring yourself back into balance and to not judge yourself for not being in that space all the time is what I'm hearing. So with the Seven of Abundance, definitely it has a lot to do with patience. It has a lot to do with like you expecting that certain things would have been happening by now, or would have been fixed by now, or worked out by now, or be successful by now, or whatever shape or form. That is what actually is taking more time than you expected, meaning that some doubt can creep up. Some things like, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Can I change something? It's all about surrendering and trusting that you've put in the work, that you showed up, and you're willing to look at things from a different perspective. And trust the work that you're doing. Trust how you're showing up in your life, and understand that certain things just simply come in more beautifully and more perfect aligned when it comes in divine timing and with a little delay often, and especially because we're in retrograde season. So it says have patience. Have patience, deck number 3. Sometimes dreams grow slowly. Don't worry, the hard work you've invested will bring about a beautiful, bountiful harvest. This is a good time to prepare because things will soon move forward quickly. Use this time to rest and to plan. To rest and to plan for this shift. Once again, it also came with this energy of we are all born connected to spirit. Stay connected. Yet, many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. Now is an important time to reconnect to the source. Once again, that hangman position. Reconnect with source. Tune in. Tune in and stay connected. You also have Two of Abundance. It says, life may be feeling a little out of balance right now. You could be working multiple jobs or trying to make a change to your dream career. It's important to keep things light and to stay in touch with your own inner child. Make your work as playful as possible. Multitasking with a positive attitude brings success. Multitasking with a positive attitude brings success. Right? And then you have Two of Summer. It says, you're falling in love or experiencing a deepening of an emotion in your current relationship. Marriages or romantic partnerships in distress can still be saved. Do not give up. I'm just gonna leave that as a message as such. Connect that to your own, you know, your own journey, because it's a general reading. Wow, powerful messages. I hope that that was helpful for you guys. I really enjoyed doing this one. I already knew it was gonna be a little different than normally. All right, let me see. Second deck. Man, exactly. I'm hearing two birds, one stone. All right. Okay. Let me see. I'll put these back. All right. Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna quickly check PayPal now. All right. I see Natasha. Thank you so much. I put your name on the list. And Ravender. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. I'm glad it resonated with you guys. Really truly appreciate that. I'm glad it did, because it felt like it was, you know, wanted to come out, but also feel like a couple of people who will watch this afterwards, you know, also connected to it, because I could sense that energy. So I'm glad it just got out. All right, Natasha, I'm gonna start with your reading. See if you could send me your question. Oh, I see more things are coming in right now. Let me just quickly check. Is that you, Amethyst, or because I don't? Because I have Natasha, I have Ravender. Who else just donated? So just quickly want to double check, because I don't just want to put the name out there. Yes, all right. I don't know if you prefer me to call you by your first name or to just call you Amethyst. All right. Conflicted about love. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Natasha. Iris. Okay. Then I'll put your name on the list. Like that. That's so sad. So, is your grandmother still alive? Were they still together? Ugh. Yes, my deepest condolences as well. Just, ugh. I know how that must feel. So, I'm so sorry. You must really miss him already. Yeah. So right now, it's just, let's just like tune in for you, Natasha. Let's just see what wants to come true, you know, because obviously it's really hard to like navigate through multiple things at the same time, and the energy is really not that great when it comes to like clarity. So that would just be open to whatever message, you know, wants to come true for you. Alright, so first and foremost, with the Five of Pentacles and the King of Cups. So I'm picking up an energy of like, it's like a little bit of hot and cold. So it's like either, you know, really like a distant energy, so I'm feeling, or it's like the complete opposite. And so I feel like it's like two complete opposite energies that are existing into like one person or one connection that you might have had. So I do feel, however, as well, is that an energy that's coming through at the same time, because sometimes I'm channeling like multiple messages through just two cards, or you know, through the same card. So the other thing that I'm getting is that I feel like it is a little bit connected to your grandfather, because like what's coming through is like a really big heart, but declining health. So it's like I'm feeling like the older he got, the more capable he was of like opening up his heart. And so by the time where, you know, he just felt more like he was able to also to receive the love in a better way, like in a different way, even though there was like a little go back and forth, because I feel like there was a lot of frustration when, because it was, you know, he wasn't really capable of yeah, he had like this power struggle going in with inside of him of like accepting the fact that he was getting older, and then he had to like sort of let go of certain things that he just couldn't do anymore. So asking for help and stuff, but definitely big heart, but also grown into that throughout his life, becoming more comfortable with his own emotional side, basically. So do feel as a grandfather, you got like a different type of father than, for example, your parents did in their youth. So, all right. Once again, I'm gonna try and go back a little bit to the center, but at the same time, I'm also feeling like this going back and forth, a little bit of like that hot and cold energy, which is disconnected from your grandfather. Obviously, that's like more connected to like you're just a little confused about love. Well, this energy will definitely confuse me as well. It's like in or out, you know. Page of Swords, Queen of Swords, ooh, jumper, ooh, and a Lovers, Eight of Swords. I do, however, feel that right now there are a couple of Two of Cups. Yeah. What I'm sensing with this, Natasha, is that a person that is connected to your energy yeah, I know. I'm just quickly like I'm also tuning in, you know, to what you're sending me in the chat. So I go a little bit back and forth between what you're sending to me, and then I tune back into what I was channeling. But that, yes, yeah, and that's sometimes hard, you know. And in some way, shape, or form, I can sort of relate to that, because last year my grandmother passed away. It was also the last grandparent basically that I had, And the grandmother that she was for us, like as the grandchildren, we had such a different viewpoint on her and how she was to us than she gave basically to my mother and, you know, my aunt, basically my aunt, when they were growing up. But then they actually had that really deep connection with her mother, meaning that her their grandmother, like my mom's grandmother, actually really did give that energy, but wasn't able to give that to her own daughter, which was then my grandmother in her youth. So it was kind of an ongoing cycle. For us, it was our grandmother that gave us that energy, but then it wasn't for my mom, but for my mom, it was her mother. So it's like a lot of times as grandchildren, we get a different connection to that role because they are in a different phase in their life and capable of opening up emotionally in a different form and in a different way. And so sometimes it's hard because the parents, as being, your dad, for example, feeling a little bit of that disconnect because they can't let go of the neglect that they felt when they were growing up and when they needed. And so it's all different, experiences basically with a person. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there because it's like it's common. And so having it coexist is okay. Like it can coexist together basically. Yeah. So when it comes to the rest of your reading, like the energy that is also coming through, which is like, on the sideline, it's a lot of that at the moment. It's like a lot of dual energy, like multiple things going on at the same time. Right now, I feel like you're not necessarily in the right headspace to make decisions that need to be made moving forward together, right? Like I said, like that person that you might be connected to or that is connected to you when it comes to like love, energetically connected to you. Like there needs to be some next steps, some making decisions on like how we're moving forward about this and how we're moving forward about that. And I feel like this Eight of Swords energy is just kind of sort of blocking that. So it's okay. It's just not really the right timing yet to really get all the clarity out, to have those deeper conversations or to make those really stand fast decisions of like in or out or, moving in or out or whatever shape or form, opening up to them or not. But I am sensing that it has a lot of potential, and we're not trying to rush the process, not trying to communicate on days when you really kind of just feel like you come at me wrong and with one word, I'm coming for your throat. Don't catch a Capricorn on a bad day now. Just don't. You will not get the patience nor the empathy. you know, it's okay. It's normal because, it's part of life. So that doesn't take away that there is a more fitting time where both of you can come from a more stable individual place. So your individuality is really important for you to even open up your heart and to give love, but not only give, also receiving it. Receiving it through the heart instead of through the mind, into the heart, maybe touches the soul slightly. It's like, does it look good on paper or not? Like, all the different things that sometimes arise within you in order to protect yourself. And I feel like with Eight of Swords energy, there are a couple of issues maybe or feelings towards love in general when it comes to, even if it's disconnect from a person still, that you need to work through before this can take to go to next level. But it can, like I said, like I see a lot of love and a deeper level of connection in your energy, like it's around. It just needs a little bit of releasing of the sword. So it's like the mind that just needs a little bit more grounding. And like I said, Venus just moved direct today, it takes some time, you know, take some time to linger and to, you know, really adjust, but you'll start to get a lot more clarity. So things that may have confused you a lot for the last 40 days are things now you might be gaining slowly but surely a little bit more clarity about. But it comes to a level of like, I'm feeling grounded. So grounding yourself and making decisions from that. And grounding also means like working through like a, a loss like you just recently had. And like I said, that can all coexist at times with having a good day, and that's also okay. And then you have a moment to like really, you know, feel however the emotions that want to come through at that moment in time. And then also that's also okay. It's like giving yourself the space and time to feel however you're feeling. Even if you're feeling a little numb, and even if you just, you know, want to do something fun, or even if you just want to, the only thing you want to do is like have a really good meal that day, then that's also okay. It's like granting yourself that space will give you a lot more balance, because you move from the Five of Pentacles into the Nine of Pentacles. Also could be a little bit connected to like finances. You know, when the finances are off, the balance is off. You know? So I'm gonna get you an extra angel message. The spiritual teacher. There's a great reward in spending time alone. Use those moments of solitude to focus on love and ways in which you might give to those around you. Shine your light as an example for others to follow. Seek out a spiritual mentor of your own if your life feels unfulfilled right now. Well, you just did, so you know, right on track. But that's that hermit energy, you know, and it is the number 9 card. So, you know, before we start a new cycle with the 10, which equals 1, before we begin again, we kind of just need to look back of like, so, like what happened these last couple of weeks, like, you know, what took place before we can sort of begin a new cycle. I think that that's really where you are at, and they're asking you to understand that first, to take some time away in order to see clearly, in order to feel clear, you know, again, and then making decisions from that clear-headed space, instead of feeling like I just want to make a decision now because I don't want to feel this, you know, uncertain about a situation. That's just not really the best headspace to make decisions from that are long lasting. Success and gives you long lasting like harmony and peace in your life. So that's what I'm getting for you, Natasha. Once again, like, my heart goes out to you, and I'm sending you healing energy. Just surround yourself with the people who have, you know, who knew him, and just, you know, reminisce and just take time for yourself. Just go with the flow, and there's no time limit on it, and just take your time with it. It's a journey, you know, it really is. But I do also, one thing I had to mention is like, I just like um this connection to like the arm. I like holding the arm like this because I felt that like a warm hand on my arm. So that's like might something that you may connect to or not, or this might be something that is maybe a sensation or a feeling you might be feeling. Well, know that's the presence like of your grandfather. It's like it's a warm arm like that. Like I really felt it during your reading a couple times. So I just wanted to, before I let you know, move forward, like just let you know that. All right. You're welcome, Natasha. Just take your time. Oh, hi, Neelam. No, it's not too late. It's okay. let me just quickly check PayPal if the list. No, let me see. Oh no, it's already in. Thank you for that, Nilam. It's not too late. No, I'll add your name to the list. All right. Thank you so much for that. That's so sweet. All right. Up next is Ravender. Ravender, are you in the chat right now? So I can get to your reading. I'll just quickly check PayPal to see if you put your question there. No. All right. Then I'll wait for you to send it to me in the group chat. How long are we live now? Over an hour. All right. So like I completely lose track of time when it comes to during live streams. Back in the days, I sometimes would be live for like 3.5 hours or 4 hours. I wouldn't even know this. Yeah. Yes, definitely. All of us send some extra love and good energy to Natasha because you can really use it at this time. Oh, thank you for that, Revan. I appreciate that. Okay, let me just quickly read your thing. Wait, you met 4 Pisces in a row? Like, I have not been in the dating scene for a very long time. But can you actually, is there an app out there that you can just set on the certain sign? Like, you're like only rising and like Venus signs and sun signs with this sign, and then you can actually look. How? That's a great genius idea, to be honest. That's a great idea. I think that would be a hit. Okay, I'm just saying now. Sometimes ideas just flow. I'm just kidding. No, okay, let me just focus. My mind just went there, like like I said, like I don't know about dating apps. I don't even know if that's out there, but no, it's like I think in some way, shape, or form you could like use it in a sense of like if you just want to talk to like an Aries or you want to talk to a Leo, just to talk to a Leo, you know, instead of actually dating them, just talking to them, you know. It's good. I mean, I think it's you know, I do believe that people do it on pictures, right? So you swipe on pictures. Why not just swipe on signs and pictures? Anyways, I'm really gonna release that now. I'm gonna get into your reading, Revener. I think that is so interesting though, because I remember like last time I spoke to you, like, you know, you were getting to know someone, but I felt like, you know, she wasn't completely like comfortable with getting out the closet. I believe, sorry, but let's just see. Her principal match, she wants to have a kind of something. I love that. Well, the thing is that you both agreed to start out as friends. Yes, you do. Scorpio. You know, you had your thing with the Scorpios, then the Cancer, now Pisces. Oh yeah, I could see that. I could see that Aquarius and Taurus is like, you know, too stubborn. Too stubborn. Yeah. No, but I think in some way, shape, or form, I think it's you of course you're answering your own question because you're like you first agree upon to like really focus on getting to know one another. You're talking to me about her principles and what she wants out of a relationship. Like you're conscious already about that. Like you're communicating. You're getting to sort of going off on like, hey, let's communicate with one another, let's see how we can, match and all of that. You're engaging in conversations, getting to know someone, and based on that you see like how it's gonna go. I think no, you're not, in that way you're not getting ahead of yourself. I think it's really good to get that communication in and making that an important part of getting to know someone. And instead of just following like how some make you feel physically and therefore like emotionally. That's the thing, it's like going back and forward a little bit on, because I'm sensing like you're getting excited, but you're also afraid of getting excited because of the fact that you have had to get unexcited a couple times. But I feel that with every single person that you're getting to know, whether it's working out for long term or not, it's not necessarily what you're meant to get from it. I'm sensing like you're becoming more aware of what is important and how you want to connect, your own type of connection, and the language. Like you're getting to know yourself on a deeper level by getting to know other people and getting unknown other people, right? Like moving forward and away from certain connections and conversations and things like that. So that by itself, let's just tune in what the cards have to say. But I think that it's really like you're already in a good space. I'm sensing like you are in a good space when it comes to that. So let's see, they're saying first and foremost already at the ancestral energy coming through for you, and they're saying we are your ancestors and we love you. We walked the earth many years before you, and we ask you at this time to learn and grow from our past experiences. You are our legacy, and we will keep on helping you as we continue to evolve here in the spirit world. So there is like a energetic connection that I feel like, yes, like when it comes to like you attracting like a Pisces energy, I really do feel like it has a energetic connection to you, and therefore you're attracted. Well, I think that that is beautiful. Ain't nothing wrong with a little gay panic sometimes. Just stay centered in the sense of that your focus is on communication, getting to know them. You know, that's great. So, thinking about whether you are getting ahead of yourself when you're too deep into it, like understand that it's safe for you to follow that connection. Just stay in communication. But I love the fact that you are connecting with someone who's like impressing you based on like the person that they are, and that they feel like you've almost like a part of yourself you meet in that other person. That could really be something. Let's just pick up some tarot for you. Let's see what the tarot has. The Seven of Swords and the Hangman. So what I'm sensing with this energy is that you're a little tiny bit too much in your mind about how you come forward, and therefore maybe can give off a little bit of an energy that maybe you are like hiding something, or maybe your feelings are stronger but you kind of try to like sort of play it cool, so you give a little bit of it but not a lot, because this is definitely like, you know, running off with like saying something and then like running off. You know, so with that, with the hangman as well, understand that you're dealing with a powerful water sign who sees through it, so you might as well just sort of be transparent about certain things, or not overthink it too much, because they can sense it and feel it. So yeah, I definitely feel like it's unlocking, something. So I'm gonna get a couple cards out when it comes to like moving forward with this. Is there like another person that you might have your eye on that you still have a little bit of like feelings towards, or something like you're getting over? Or is that other person like open and honest with you, like they're just like recently got out of something or something like that? Like, I don't know, I just needed to ask it. Or was the other person that you're dealing with like in a, like quite a long term connection before? I really do feel like in a lot of ways, like you guys have like a lot of things in common. Not like, oh, we both like this and we both like that, but like you said already, you have like a certain focus, but it's also based on life experience. So I feel like you both want the same thing, because you also both know how it feels to have the opposite of what you want in your life, and therefore you gravitate also more towards each other. The Hierophant as well, it's like still having like that hopes and dreams of like something that you really want and wish for, actually ending up kind of in heartbreak, but then still having like the feeling like, no, I still want that thing, even though there's a lot of hurt attached to it and past energy. I'm really sensing it as like an ending of that cycle connected to that. The sun is here, beautiful. Wow. The star card, the 10 of Wands with the Ace of Cups. So I'm really sensing this. There's a lot of, there is work connected to this. So it's like you will become aware of a couple of patterns within yourself, and they will, you know, also will become a couple of patterns within themselves. And so then it could be seen as like work involved, but it has like a lot of light energy on the other side of it. Yeah, that's what's showing up in the reading. That that definitely shows up in the reading. That's why I asked about the other person, because I feel like that wasn't connecting to you that strongly. So that's like that 3 of Swords with that 10 of Cups. Like it may look great on the outside, but it really, like, it was a lot of pain involved. But like I said, there is an ending that comes from that. So there's closing out of a chapter with a 10 of Swords, and then you have a lot of beautiful energy. And what I really feel as well is that taking it easy and getting to know each other will bring about a lot of light energy. And I really feel like once it just starts flowing, it just flows. It flows. And also because right now you're not rushing into it, is the best gift you can give to like getting to know someone. And if that eventually turns into like a really long lasting relationship, the beginning actually, and being willing to like take your time and really set a healthy foundation, especially if one of the person, like one of the two or both of them, you know, just came out of something, and you take it slow and there is no pressure and it's just having fun and getting to know each other, and feeling safe in that space, and recognizing parts of yourself in that other person, which automatically also means like you're opening up more. Yeah, I see that. But here you see that that is definitely like much easier flowing energy. It's like It's a lot. Like I said, like that Ten of Swords energy, there was a deeper level of commitment. So that's why like the kids were involved. But that's definitely like strong message with like the Three of Swords. Like but it looked like this, but it was like that, you know, behind the scenes. So take time to get to know one another. And like I said, the biggest gift you can give is like to be conscious about yourself as well and not hold yourself back too much. When it comes to like, maybe I shouldn't say this, maybe I shouldn't share this, be open, be honest, um, and take it easy and getting to know one another. I think that by itself is a natural pace and will only, you know, the sun and the star card, like, okay. And the Ten of Wands as well, it's like things like maybe used to just be hard work actually starts to flow. So what normally may be perceived as like, oh, it's like that's just hard work, just starts to flow. The Eight of Cups and the Lovers. Yes. Yes. And that is really good and healthy, because by creating that safe space for each other, it creates safe space for yourself. And so healing work comes in many different forms. Ten of Pentacles, a Hermit. Yeah. There's spiritual connection, meaning there's also individual spiritual work to do and healing work to do. And then you have that connection together. And if you're willing to go with that pace and go with that flow, instead of feeling like it all has to go by certain book of rules or whatever, you'll find that it's much harder. It feels like much less in alignment. And you might feel like your mind is making, you know, doing hat spins because like, let me correct the code, let me find the answer, let me find the perfect way. It's like, no, it's all about, it doesn't have to be rushed. It can just naturally progress itself. Yeah, I really do it. I really enjoyed that reading, or this reading for you, Ravender. Definitely. I love this energy. Please keep me up to date on how it's going. Releasing that energy. Okay. Up next is Iris. Your reading is up next. Thank you once again, Ravender, for letting me read for you. Alright, Iris. Oh yeah, Amethyst. What the fuck? Huge book for me and my daughter's dad. Alright. I'm hearing poor communication. Alright. I'm sensing like instantly like I got like poor communication. Is it because it's hard to communicate with one another because there's like a disalignment? Is there, or is it because this person isn't capable of communicating, more of like physical reasons? Like there's some form of communication disconnect. Really focused on other things. Okay. Oh, I appreciate you as well, Ravender. I'm now gonna tune in for Iris. Yeah. That's what I got. Alright. Poor communication. All right, so I am sensing so many things going in one with one another, because there's a lot more to this story. So I'm just allowing them to just let it play out for a little bit. I'm sensing that breaking away from a situation as it was had like, I really do feel like maybe from your side or his side, it was like, I'm good, like, I can move into this new phase, or I can, focus on this or focus on that, and it's a good thing, and there's a new beginning, it's a new chapter, but it just didn't really bring about what it's supposed to. Or maybe this is the thing, it's like every time you sort of try or do it in different ways, then it just falls flat. It just doesn't bring about what it's supposed to bring. So what I'm sensing is that the energy of each and every person involved in this connection, all the energies that want to come true, it's really like there's no teamwork. There is work, and there is thinking, and there is movement, but it's all very on an individual level. There's, like I said, poor communication of like not being aware of what you need and what he's lacking, and then you're also not aware of like what's going on with him, like what's going on, like moving forward, like what, it's like a lot of going back and forward. And of course, like, the baby, you know your daughter is involved in all of this somewhere, you know so you can't completely have a complete clean break from a relationship, for example, when you are co-parenting. So there's different layers that comes to that, but I do feel like the focus that is right now in the here and now is really on self and something, working on a project, working on the pentacles, working just for a better future. So I don't know if that's your energy or his energy, but I'm really sensing that one of you is like overthinking about the situation, and the other one is like not really focused on it at all, is trying to distract themselves. Maybe that's more it. Maybe you go back and forth, you go from overthinking to like trying to focus your energy elsewhere. Ace of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Ace of Wands, and the Justice comes through. So I am sensing that there is recognition. It's just at a standstill. It's like you said, like he doesn't talk to me. That can come in so many forms. Like, is he in no communication with you at all? Is he just disappeared from the face of the earth? Is he, just around you but not communicating with you? It's like it can come in many forms. But what I'm sensing is that it's temporary. Like the situation as it is right now. Yeah. Okay. The situation as it is right now, this is a transition. Oh, and you're saying like you're in the middle of moving out. So yeah, this is a transition period. So time was up. That's what I'm seeing. Time was up. Yeah. And distracted. So I think it's good that you set boundaries, because I feel like you did give it a lot of like, chances and things like that. That's so much energy. I'm hearing like when it's good, but when it's not good, I feel like there is, you know, like I said, like there's so many angles to this, because sometimes people have like the willingness or try to make those changes, and they get you on board, and then they like not follow through, so nothing really truly changes, but the conversations about the changes sometimes happen, but like nothing happens to follow it up with. So I think it's good in the sense of that you both focus on your individual sense of self, And I do feel that when it comes to him respecting you down the line, respecting your, you know, your part and, you know, in your daughter's life and as a mom and as a woman, that definitely will grow in the future. So what you're moving towards, first and foremost, is a lot more recognition and respect. And a lot more him seeing things from your perspective. And that was something that I felt was missing. And vice versa. You're being capable of seeing things through the eyes of more patience and in a different angle than you can right now. So, like I said, moving forward, what will grow is first and foremost better communication, but also more from a place of respect, recognition each other's strengths instead of just each other's weaknesses. And I feel like being able to let go of some forms of resentment, because there were, like, it's been a journey. It's not like, you know, a short period of time. It's like there's many layers to this once again. So when it comes to moving forward, you're releasing these cups that are lingering energy of, you know, hurt or disrespect is what I'm hearing once again, disloyalty, and you're releasing and creating more space for the person behind it. And so I do feel like when it comes to following through to finances and things like that, there will be a follow-up when it comes to that. And the strength card as well, it's like overcoming the effect that it had on you and how you view yourself. I'm sensing you're in a phase right now, like I said, a crossroads and a transition period where you're moving into a much more balanced space where you feel a lot stronger and more sane, almost what I'm feeling. So there's a lot of back and forth because, like I said, there are many layers to it, and that's just where I'm gonna like keep it as at, because you know about the layers and the things. And I feel like moving forward, that's more an important focus, because I think that this transition period will definitely show you and put you both in a much better perspective of like how to move forward, where it's healthy for everyone involved, and most highly, you know, your daughter. So 7 of Wands, Three of Pentacles. Yeah, like I said, moving forward, there will be space and time to have communication on like how do we both show up for a daughter in the best way, and how can we like show up in like a partnership in that form that we can do the best that we can when it comes to moving forward, and how to coexist in that space in the best way possible with respect and things like that. But there's a little bit more time needed when it comes to that, but you're moving there. So moving forward, there's a lot more regaining of deep, like an understanding and communication, but also a release of resentment, and therefore space to see each other in a new light again. So that's good. That's something really positive. And I think that that's, you know, where you need to both grow, and therefore you need to have this separation where you can both focus on your own thing and recenter yourself. And I'm feeling like you're feeling so powerless about this situation. Understand that if you, and anything you do in order to make yourself a more balanced, happy, healthier, emotionally, you know, fulfilled person and human being, is automatically the best thing you can do as a parent. If you stay in a situation where there's a lot of stress and whatever shape form, tension in the air, is not healthy. So I do think that you're doing the right thing. Little card that fell down. The Wheel of Fortune, yeah. The wheel will turn. Just quickly pick it up. All right. Oh, Lord. Every time where I have to bend like that, I'm like, I'm getting too old for this.